Look at this nice little snazzy setup now. Got the old Mac and laptop here. Trying to figure out the best way to use them. I often don't know why I bought it, but yeah, I'm trying to find the best way to use it for like being the most productive. But yeah, just feeling got a lot of doubt at the minute. I can't lie. So what I did, 18k this past weekend, and it was painful. I did what 8k on Thursday. I did 6k on the Saturday, and then Sunday I did the 18. So obviously kilometers now are increasing week on week, and yeah, I don't know. On the run on Sunday, I was just thinking like how painful like the marathon was in October. Like it was, I was in such a mess. I was in such a bad way, and now I'm thinking I'm taking on that again. That's that 84, and then 16. I think that's right. Maths is dog shit. But yeah, it's just daunting. Like, and I don't know. I've always been like yeah, it's gonna be difficult, but I'm gonna do it. But yeah, I don't know. This past weekend, I just thought like, can I actually do it? So yeah, quite a bit, which I don't usually have, to be fair, with like fitness stuff, like business stuff and stuff like that. Yeah, a bit of like self-doubt was sort of always creeping a little bit, which obviously I need to sort of like work on. That's one of the big things I need to push on this year. But yeah, never usually like the fitness side of things. I always sort of like back myself with that. But yeah, this challenge is, I don't know, it's got me not second guessing myself, but I don't know, I'm just, yeah, everybody's like why are you doing it? Like, do you know what I mean? I want to see what I'm capable of all the time. Do you know what I mean? I say the same to me, I say the same to my clients, and just like what can I actually do? Like, what is my limit essentially? Like, if, like, it sounds cringy, but like if I actually have one, obviously everybody has one, but like almost like want to find it. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought I'd come on here and say that, 'cause I think like I was saying it to like 2 clients like not last week, the week before, and there's like what do you mean, like why do you doubt yourself? Because I do it like with my job. It's like I feel like people almost expect you to be like, regarding fitness, nothing's ever like wrong, like everything's perfect, like your diet's always perfect, like you don't eat out, you don't drink, you don't do this. Like, I think I do a good job of showing that on social media anyway, but I don't know, I don't even know what this is. I'm just venting, alright, I'm just venting. But yeah, obviously I'm still gonna do it, I'm not gonna back out or anything, but just the daunting fact of carrying a lot of like additional weight. Like, obviously you see these, that's the whole point of the series, isn't it, really? I'm literally just contradicting to my whole thing while I'm saying this. But obviously you see like ultramarathon runners and stuff like that, and I was literally YouTubing the exact same race that I'm going to be doing. Like, they're all just literally stick thin, and I'm just not. But yeah, I was still, I'll get it done. Like, the kilometers are increasing, like I said, week on week, which is a little bit daunting, and food has dropped, which is, I think it's just been a lot this week. And then I went to Amsterdam last week, and then yeah, that put me back a little bit. So yeah, just had a bit of a wobble, but that's my whole point of saying it. That's where I've come back to the whole point. Like, it's like having a wobble like that's absolutely fine. Like, everybody will experience that. But it's sort of how you handle it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, do you still take action? Do you put the things in place to make sure you still stay on track to achieve that goal or to do that event or whatever it is, or do you bottle it? Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people will bottle certain things, but in reality, if you've got that strong mindset, you know where you want to take things, you know your end result, you know why you're doing it, more importantly. Do you know what I mean? I think that's one of the biggest things. Like, you need to, I think I said that in the previous video, you need to understand why you're doing a certain thing. Like, I'm doing this stupid thing, right, but I know why I'm doing it. There's a deeper reason behind it. Do you know what I mean? So that's strong enough for me to know full well that I'm going to turn up that day and do the best that I physically can. Yeah. But yeah, just thought I'd have a bit of a ramble. Now let me tell you, one of the greatest dieting tools ever. This bad boy here has saved my life when it comes to dieting. Don't fucking don't use it when I'm like in a surplus or anything, but it's great for like obviously having high protein like ice cream and stuff like that, like high protein like frozen yogurt. Unbelievable. Don't pay attention to the absolute shite that's in this cupboard. Yeah, that Ninja Creamy, it's I felt like it was a waste of money when I first got it. Like literally I probably used it about 4 times. But when I did my shoot last year, it came in clutch. I think that's the only time I've used it. But hunger's striking hard, so probably gonna have to get on it sooner rather than later. But yeah, I've update on the past couple of days. Food's dropped and the running distance has increased. So we've gone from around sort of like upwards of 28, let me double check. 2800 to 26. So 200 doesn't sound like a lot, but to me it feels like fucking a lot of food. And then on rest day we are at 24. So coach's orders. Basically, we're trying to get down to a decent body composition, and then in reality, just because I think I said it in the previous video, I can't really be dieting. Yes, I'm trying to lose body fat and still maintain a lot of strength, and if not, progress every single week. But because of the amount of output I'm doing through running, I can't really go too low in terms of this deficit. I won't need to, but it's not really an option, just because, like I said, the risk of me like eating into muscle tissue is very, very high, just because, like I said, the amount of running I'm doing. So yeah, it's going to be decent because I can obviously diet on higher food because of the amount of output, but I mean, the challenge is fucking daunting. But yeah, we're just trying to get obviously as lean as possible, and then basically want to sort of like build my food up. So it's almost like a bit of I'm still going to be cutting up until like for the next couple of months, but it's almost like a mini cut, and then build my food back up, and then, like I said, lose as much body fat as possible through, obviously, like I said, doing a lot of obviously that longer distance running. So definitely felt it over the past couple of weeks. But one thing I was going to mention as well, which even me as a coach sometimes slack on, that's colours fucking doing me in. Why is it doing that? There we go. I'll stay here. One thing, even like me as a coach sometimes, like when you're tracking food, like I had a conversation with a client, I think it was like last week or the week before, they was like, I'm not losing weight, not doing this, not doing that, but I'm tracking everything to the T. It's like, prime example, I've scran sourdough for fun, right? But sometimes it doesn't go like, just random example, but it can apply for anything. A lot of the time it doesn't say like per slice, it says like per 100 grams or per whatever, right? It sounds weird, but like a lot of people just put, that's two slices, it might be X amount of grams, whatever it is. If you're not weighing it out properly, sometimes a lot of people are, yes, they might be tracking, but you're underestimating your tracking. Do you know what I mean? I've done it a lot of the times. Do you know what I mean? So it's super important to actually like pre-do weigh your food, because like prime example there, I put sourdough on the scales this morning and I was like, oh shit, it's quite a big difference. Do you know what I mean? Because I've switched from Tesco to bloody Ocado delivery. So yeah, I've made that change so I can't like log that same bread that I had before. Do you know what I mean? So now this is grams instead of actual like per slices. So even with that, the actual slices will be different sizes. Do you know what I mean? Obviously you have your big slice at the start of the actual loaf there, and obviously get smaller. Like both one slice, completely different weight. Do you know what I mean? So just always remember that, because like I said, regardless of how good you think your tracking is, even if it is good and consistent, it might not be. It might be the what's the word? It might be not the increment. Is it increment details? I don't think it is. I'm not that smart with that. Anyway, it's the minor details basically that you might be missing out on, and it doesn't sound like a lot in that specific day, but over the course of a couple of days, the course of a week, a month, it's big changes. Obviously, same with anything, it compounds, both positive and negative. So you know what I mean? So just food for thought. Make sure obviously you've always got that locked in. So yeah, that wraps the episode 2 up of this series. So just finished, I say just finished, did it this morning. It was meant to be a half marathon on the plan. It's turned out to be 22 and a half. I got lost, never using Strava maps ever again. So running distance now has increased to like upwards of 35 to 40 a week, which is, I'm certainly feeling it. It's getting obviously a little bit heavier. It's getting obviously heavier, but I am obviously losing sort of like weight at the same time. So it's getting slightly easier, but slightly, if that makes any sense, slightly harder, but slightly easier at the same time. Just with, I've had to drop off as well. I don't know if I mentioned in the last video, I was doing a high rocks training session on every Saturday. Now I'm doing push, pull, legs, a shorter run on a Thursday, upper on a Friday, and I've replaced that high rock session with another, like, I guess a threshold run, so like 6k. So I'm just holding like a very fast pace really for a period of time. Just this 100k in October is going to be, like I said, more of obviously a long distance, probably a little bit slower. Not really focused on the time, obviously it's just more of like completing it really. But yeah, I need to obviously test myself in that upper heart rate range, so I won't really drop below sort of like 160 throughout the entire session. And then I still want to keep some stuff in from like high rocks because I do enjoy it. So I'm keeping farmer's carry, and then I'll do 100 wall to finish. So still take me around 45-50 minutes for the session. I want to keep that in. I want to still keep chipping away with that, just because after October, when I've done this 100k, obviously I really want to do, like I said, 2 or 3 high rocks next year. So I want to keep obviously continuous training on that as much as I can. I don't want to become just like shit at it, do you know what I mean? Not saying I'm great at it right now, but like I don't want any sort of like any form of ability that I've built up to sort of like drop off really. So keeping obviously a bit of that in there, but I've had to drop that off just like I said, this is almost like shifting as this is my main priority right now. So that's that. I'm trying to think of anything else really, but yeah, I didn't really want to do it, but obviously like I said, the running is the main focus right now. So yeah, that's pretty much a lot. So yeah, hopefully you are getting something from this. Obviously like I said, this is about essentially like my journey and stuff, but obviously hopefully, and obviously already, but also going forward, I'll run through some of the things that I'm actually sort of like struggling with, and almost I guess the solutions that I found that's obviously working for me, and hopefully whether you're coming up, obviously maybe not you're doing something like 100k or anything like that, but like some of these things that I'm struggling with, whether it's training, whether it's nutrition, recovery, whatever it is, you can sort of see how I'm going about it, and then obviously hopefully maybe you can obviously take something from it and apply it to your own journey. So yeah, that's I'm going to edit this now and post it. So yeah, that's pretty much your lot. So thanks for watching. That's your lot.